Hi, welcome. In this video, I want to discuss the importance of starting to align certain interactions. By way of an example of this is walking your dog. Again, when you talk about, how you should be even walking your dog, it's one of many interactions that help to align the relationship properly. It's very interesting. Again, when I talk to dog owners, they talk about the various kind of struggles they have in terms of relationship and certain behavioral issues. Of course, one of the things they talk about is their dog not wanting to walk on the leash. And again, even if you take this one example, okay, and you think about what I'm talking about, okay, in terms of control, relationship, interaction based versus, say, using treats, using certain motivating agents. Why this one type of interaction, okay, will reveal truth, okay? And again, I talk about, how you're interacting, how the dog perceives those interactions, especially once they've already gained a level of control in the relationship, why they want to be out in front, okay? And again, in terms of, people that will follow a certain path with their dog, and this is one of those type of dynamics, again, where very interesting, once the dog gains a level of control, they start to go into a challenge state. They really don't like the leash, and they especially don't want to walk right beside you, okay, in what's referred to as the heel position, okay, right at your right or left side. They want to get out in front, and if you remove that option, okay, you start to bring them under a level of control. And think about it having a certain type of a conversation. Okay, I always go back to my parenting example, and even use the example about getting closer to, as you're talking from a distance to a child that's already become selfish, okay, and you start to get closer to them in their personal space a certain way. How that changes the whole kind of dynamic. Okay, it makes a big difference. And the same holds true in terms of, again, I talk about interacting, okay, and why dogs don't want to be right beside you, because they know the difference, okay, what that represents, especially, okay, for a dog that's already gained a level of control in the relationship. They start to really kick up. They start to go into a high challenge. And then think about this, and people will, dog will go on like choking, and you see all that foolishness going on. You're thinking, okay, what is it? Is it the collar? No, typically, okay, usually what it is isn't the collar at all. It's a stress on the dog. It's affecting the dog's state of mind at such a high level. They'll start to go into high challenge and it creates that type of reaction. And then we're just looking at the physical side of things, not the relationship side of things. And we're thinking, oh, it's the collar's choking the dog. I don't know what's going on. I'll use a body harness instead. Okay, and it seems to be better, right? You put the body harness on the dog, and then guess what? Then you let the dog get in front of you. Oh, that seems better, until another dog comes out. Okay, until it's not. Okay, and then you're like, well, then you're all, because then you get to a point where what's going on? Well, what's going on is that you're following a path of, bribery, accommodation, negotiation. Just remember those three themes. Okay, those are the pervasive themes in the dog training world. This is how the majority jump into a relationship problem. They're seeking agreeableness. It's like having this type of a conversation. Think about the same type of conversation you're having with a selfish child. Negotiation, bribery, accommodation. It's exactly the same. People wonder why I talk about the parenting example so often, because it lines right up. And I'm not saying it's easy, because what it does, it brings the focus on to the human, in terms of change, right? And we want to focus on the dog as the problem. Well, the dog's the problem because you're the problem and you're not following the right path. So, you have to be able to walk this back. So, but the good news, like I always tell people, always keep the good news in mind, is that through this interaction-based approach, it's fixable. Okay, always, no matter what I say, always remember that. But through other systems, it's not fixable. It isn't going to be fixable, because you're going to be locked into a managing a problem situation. You're never going to fix it, okay? Because you're always working off those three themes, okay? Bribery, accommodation, negotiation. Just like the selfish child, you might escape a certain situation, but you're not going to escape the consequences of a bad relationship. I mean, just remember that statement. You might escape a bad situation, but you'll never escape the consequences of a bad relationship. You're always going to be locked into that until you start to come to a point where you start to understand what's really happening and what the fix is. Okay, interacting differently. So again, think about, again, the example of walking the dog on a leash. Really think about that. It'll make sense. The first, well, what does the leash represent when you're actually, interacting a certain way, right? It's going to reveal truth, right? Control, right? Now you got a dog on the leash, control. A dog off the leash, okay, what can that represent? Well, deception, okay? Dogs floating around your home, they look okay, you're petting all over your dog. They're not okay, okay? They're gaining control. These look okay, right? Because again, control offers up comfort and fulfillment. Okay, it'll offer up the appearance of a balanced dog. So it's very tricky stuff. Understand that, and understand the whole premise here of how, what this idea that's very popular in the dog training world. What's it operating off of? What's it aligned with? It's aligned with this deceptive nature of appearances and people's feelings, right? So because here's the thing, it's the easiest thing in the world for me to step into a situation with someone that's very emotional about their dog and sell that idea. It's the easiest thing in the world, and everybody's doing it. Understand what's popular. Everyone's doing it. I don't think I've ever encountered like very few trainers ever that aren't doing that. So because that's the culture. So, but you want to not do that, because understand it's about, giving people real hope. I'm talking about like real hope of a better relationship. So very important to follow the right path, to understand what's going on. So again, if you're looking for information, check out my website. Lots of great information. Thanks for watching.